least by volume, the busiest month for IPOs in the history of the country. It's remarkable coming out of a pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in a pandemic, actually, Carl. We're still in it. In terms of this, I mean, these are
I'm trying to come out of it, but I get you.
Keep trying, but you're going to have to wait till next summer. Sorry to tell you that, give you that information. But I think what's interesting is people are desperate for, some sort of economic activity, and Airbnb, especially, and DoorDash have benefited from the pandemic. Even though Airbnb went down for a short period of time, it recovered really quickly when people were renting houses, away from the cities and things like that. And so I think and also when the hotel industry has gotten hit pretty hard during the pandemic. And so after coming out of the pandemic is what people are thinking about. And I think a lot of these practices of using Airbnb and using technology to facilitate your life is here to stay, and people have become used to it. So I think that Airbnb particularly, I think, is going to be an incredibly strong IPO, and they should price at the higher range, because why leave the money on the table for these investors? Why not bring it into the company and do some of the many things that they want to do that they had to leave behind?
Right. Where do you think it leaves some of the names that are coming in the second wave of this month? The Affirms, the Robloxes, the Wishes. How much oxygen gets sucked out of these two big behemoths?
No, I don't think so. I think there's plenty of room for everybody, but I do think you're going to see, you saw Palantir is still performing really well, and a lot of people worried about that stock. And so, even stocks that people were worried about are doing really well. What I think would be interesting more is the purchasing. Like, you wonder what's going to happen to something like Zoom after Slack and things like that. So I think you're going to see a robust merger and acquisition time period, because there's a lot of opportunity. And then at the same time, there's a lot of appetite for all of these. Look they're all up. Every one of them is up pretty strongly, of Lemonade and others. So except for Snowflake, but that's done very well too. And so I think there's a lot of appetite on Wall Street, especially going to January with the vaccines coming, of hope of economic activity. And this stock market hasn't quit yet, during this entire process.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.